Okay. Sorry, I had marked the quest as done because we had pretty much finished it, but then I noticed that you had fallen asleep, so I didn't actually finish it. That was my fault. But now, so we literally are just coming out of that cutscene, so you know where we are. I mean to scour the Oh. Sorry, my cat keeps stepping on my unmute button. So feel free to let me know if I'm just like rambling into if it happens again. I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgard Sommer. Given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few. Did you hear that? The commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss? Also, we're only 2 quests away from finishing 2.4. So we're almost there. Ryoki, 'tis well that you are on hand. We have a problem. Rayoli has escaped. It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of a coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards. It is plain she received inside help. Citizens report seeing Rayola quitting the city via the gate of Nald with a bloodied spear in her hand. She makes for Castra Meridium, I am certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what course has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilbert and the First are hot upon Rayoli's heels. Pray make haste to Camp Bluefog and join the hunt. Alright, right back to this. What was her name? I forget. I keep wanting to say the eel, but that wasn't it. Whatever. Whoever this spy was. The root, the twig, something like that. The spy. My thanks for coming, Scion. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Rayola walked through the camp not a bell ago. Aye, she walked right through. The ivy! That's it. Thank you. That was really gonna bother me. I knew it was something plant related, and that was 3 letters, but I couldn't find it. The ivy. Aye, she walked right through. You did not miss here. We have Ralbon's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale, he said. She's the twig. She got downgraded. I like the twig. I would definitely call somebody that. The leaf, the pebble, the water droplet. You okay? Alright, Luna's finally laying down. Maybe it's because the... Okay. Maybe she didn't like the air conditioner blowing directly on her in her favorite spot. Alright. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her, and so here we are. Rayola must not be allowed to reach Castra Meridianum. Whatever you say, Elbird. Let's go get her. The reason Rayola. Interesting quest name. Wow. It's so foggy. Who would have thought a place called Camp Blue Fog would have a bunch of blue fog? It's almost 2 on the nose. Yuyuhasi! Was that really necessary? Better be compensated for the additional exertion you caused me. And what happened here? That wretch was with Rayola. He threw himself at us that his mistress... whatever. She didn't blink when we cut him down, not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to her own. The goddamned harpy. With me, Scion. We almost have her. Let's go, Crystal Braves. Got you now. I want Raoul alive. Kill the rest. For Eosia! You will not take me so easily this time. Wait, did she change her name? Is she Aline the Razor? Or is that somebody else? Are you the same person? Is she using a fake name? I'm confused. I have no idea what's going on. All this slice stuff. Hopefully we'll get answers. Enemy reinforcements. Look sharp, men. Show them no quarter. Just don't stop coming. Yeah, maybe now's not the time to figure out names and get answers. Fight first. GoldenEye Yu is almost down. The bird's still doing okay. Everyone on their team is such low health. Yukiri's here! And the Domans! Yay! Shinobi! My fellow Shinobi! Look at her go! Yukiri's so cool. Oh no! I failed. Okay, let's try that again. We don't need to do it on very easy. Am I just supposed to take out everybody else? I was honestly not sure what we were supposed to be fighting there. Just take on the ads this time. I'm guessing it was Yuhasi that died. Maybe he's the one we should focus on protecting. Where did he go? I lost him. Here. I'm supposed to focus these hands first as well. I think they do a lot of damage. And the Colossi. Colossi not going down. Okay, I think I got whatever was healing it. Oh no, our Lancer's down. Come at me. Try tanking them all this time. Bailey. Looking better. That one. Jerry should be fine handling the other one. Oh no. Another person down. I think we're okay. Alright, I think we did it this time. Unless there's more. Oh. Why is this not ending? Did not see this person just hanging out back here. There we go. I thought I bugged it. I was going to be really upset. Binder, and do it tight. Yes, sir. We got her. Good work, men. She and the Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. What would you know of low? You, spoiled little lordling who has never known any want. I. People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it your God's given right to rule over others. You know naught of our plight, the injustice that we, low-bornish guardians, must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to survive, stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It's no fault of mine if fools imagined me a paragon when I joined the Flames. To hear you tell it, one would think you the only person who ever had to suffer. In case you have forgotten, Raubon himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth, with little more than the shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others their fortunes. We accepted the hand that we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, aye. But no matter what fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for. How are we any different then? 'Tis true, we were both mercenaries of lowly birth. 'Tis true that we both had our fair share of struggles. Whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it's that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. Luna. What are you doing, baby? But enough talk. You will return to Ul'dah to face justice. And the people whose... Luna. I can't see the words, baby. But enough talk. You will return to Ul'dah to face justice, and the people whose trust you have dragged through the gutter. Alright, we did it. Not so much as a hint of remorse. 'Tis well that this sordid business is finally at an end. A friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope we have chosen our own allies more wisely than Raubon chose his. Poor Raubon. Oh.
I have heard. Truly bothersome business.
Man, there's just stuff going down in Ul'dah. They got spies, they got revolutions. There's a lot of people vying for power there. Alright, what's Adeleji up to?
No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Raubon. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the blades watch him in the flames day and night.
Uh-oh. Another scheme?
You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace. Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while.
Now he wants Lolorito out of the picture?
Nanamo Namo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
That's not a good sign. Oh no. Teleji's up to something. Alphino would ask another favor of you. Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of her miraculous escape. When we've completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Raubon. That shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend. My thanks. But I have one last task for you. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Minfilia of all that has happened. I am aware that the antecedent held Royale in high regard. For better or worse, she will want to know how this tale ends. Alright. Back to the Rising Stones. New bard weapon. Give me that. Ooh. And it glows. That's a big bow. Luna, what do you want, baby? You seem awfully restless tonight. You're just gonna jump right back down? Okay. Bye, baby. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened, but our outfit got messed up.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alphino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Gallian agent.
That's not how I was
Not
saying
what
it.
to say. Together with Robon, Aline lent us much needed aid at the time of our order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. It's like, I have an important task for you. Go talk to Minfilia. And then as soon as we walk away, did he like hop on the phone and tell her? Okay. Whatever, boy wonder. That's really funny. But I guess that's what happened.
I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Asians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
Yay!
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with white auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Asian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
Okay.
In addition to auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Asian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The
Okay.
only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Asian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Hebrea.
What about it?
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether.
Oh.
Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Hebrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Asians in your hands. Be that as it
Wow,
may,
we're
it would be
special.
unwise to assume that you will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had two pieces of white auracite? One to trap the Asian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for
You'd
any
have
length of
tried.
time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create
Yeah.
the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
Papolimo has some
Would
sass.
seem more research is in
That is
order.
all well and good. But
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the auracite. And I could do with some help. Oriange, why don't you lend
poor
me a
fancy
hand?
orange.
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands.
I'm sure it's fine.
Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Seriously.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
I don't think that's the outcome he was hoping for. Brita, not taking no.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the Isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Well, that's concerning.
Aye. Yet the mystery endeth not with the Isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
The rejoining.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God.
Well, that's concerning.
We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Oh, let's hope so. Woohoo! Moonbread and fancy orange. They're the best. Oh. Epilogue. Alright, end of 2.4. What do they have in store for us?
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
How's that pronounced Huayu?
There is
I don't
more.
understand.
We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the Media Project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
I mean, that all makes sense.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Voris Zos Galvus.
The new Emperor.
So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea. In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo,
Monetarist.
thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
7 hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
The twig is
As
pretty
neatly as these
sneaky.
pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me.
What is it, Alfie?
By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or Monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
That would
Not
be
a
tough.
pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
Yeah, that's the first pronunciation I have no idea on. That one makes no sense to me. I wonder if that's just like a mistranslation, because
All these
yeah, I can't get
years,
there.
I've been made to dance to their tune.
Oh, Rabon.
How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monetarist scum. Your crimes will not go unpunished.
Oh, snap.
Today I will purge this land of your sickness before the eyes of the 12. I swear it.
Oh. We fighting the monetarists. Let's go. Oh, we're still not done. Okay. Really getting some cutscenes
I
here.
shall have no further need of you this day,
Uh-oh.
Your Grace.
I don't like this.
I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Oh, Connie-san is here. Okay. Feel a little better. Thought she was in here alone.
Ever since he proposed the Cardinal Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this
they're all
bickering
here.
is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the syndicate?
Could we just get a wide shot? Who else is here?
Would that the solution
Guess
were
that
so
works.
simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to
Yeah,
exacerbate
me
the
too.
current unrest. slip still further away.
Definitely
Be they
trust
rich or
Merweb to
poor,
take care of
natives or
stuff.
refugees, all who reside in Uldar have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly. Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Uldar whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Uldar's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Uldar.
Poor Rauban. Yeah.
The true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few. The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends. For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Uldar to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Nay, you jest.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here.
Oh.
When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Rauban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Uldar.
Nanamo.
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
There is no other way. When the time is right, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Uldar will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people. Rauban, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
Dang. Nanamo. Whew. It's a lot to take in. She's gonna step down from power. Wow. Up 2.4. Dreams of Ice. completed. I mean, I think she wants to try to turn it into a republic. But yeah, I mean, we didn't get much in terms of specifics for that. I think the idea was the Flames would kind of rule while they elect leaders and stuff, but I don't know. It's maybe not the most well thought out plan. It's always hard to tell. Alright, well, one patch left. Well, technically two. 2.5 and 2.55. But combined, they're kind of one patch. We're almost there. There's stuff building up. How's it gonna end? Should we keep pushing forward a bit? Do we start 2.5? But yeah, Ul'dah does not seem to be in the best state. No matter what happens. It's got spies, it's got trouble. Okay. Yeah, I'm good to keep going for a little while. Uh-oh. Sorry, give me a second. I messed something up. There we go. Okay, patch 2.5 before the fall. It's the key art for it. So we are now up to January 20th, 2015. We just passed into the new year. And this is when the gold saucer was first added. So that's exciting. And the bunny and gambler's outfit. So this was a big patch. It's kind of cool. I did not know that actually. Alright, so January, 7.5 years ago now. I'm most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. How is the sewing going? Hopefully getting getting a lot done. Still going. Hooray! You got this. Did you take a break from the cards for today, or did you already do yours for the day? Sure, it should be, what, 12 in now? Halfway? Oh wow, oh, 16, dang, you're flying through them. I lost track. Nice job. You're gonna be done so soon. So close. That's like twice as many last time you like sent me a picture. Alright. Oh, let's go a little bit longer. Yeah, let me know if you start to get tired at all or just want to stop. We got as far as I wanted to get for today, so that is good. I think we can finish by this weekend. But yeah, I'm glad it's going quickly. Seems like you're in a good rhythm. You've probably got things figured out, have it optimized at this point. But yeah, we both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face. And our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Lest you forget, Antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Leoki, in particular, is ever a steadying hand, who I trust will continue to support the Braves. To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Uldar? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officials was a Garlean agent. Suffice it to say, Teleji Adeleji and his monetarist ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Ralbon needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so, for the foreseeable future, I think it would be for the best if I were to remain in Uldar, unless you have an objection. None whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand. Moonbreeder's research is proceeding as planned. So she tells me, though I'm not familiar with the details. Urianger is poring over his tombs at the Waking Sands, and others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. Leoki, while we focus on that task, mayhap you could assist Alphino and his braves with theirs? It would do much to restore faith in the Immortal Flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Riol's latest report. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Uldan riots. When you're finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. Alright. Yeah, I mean, that is fair. But that was kind of their point, was that they were independent for the realm. I mean, yeah, I can't really think of a good real-world example. Like, I think it's definitely fair to be skeptical and hesitant of that. But they did work with all the nations closely to make sure that they were all on board and trusted them and things like that. But yeah, it is a little bit concerning that they have no oversight. So I totally get it. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm more okay with the Scions because they're like 6 people. Well, not really. They're probably a couple hundred people, but they're a really small organization. So they're kind of just like a non-profit organization doing their own thing, helping out people where they can. But the Crystal Braves are a legitimate army, which is a little bit scary to put in the hands of, yeah, completely independent group. Oh, Moonbreed. I thought Moonbreeda was with the Rianger. These two have been telling me stories about the corrupted crystal formations that appeared following the calamity. I'll need more data before I can draw a conclusion, but I'm intrigued by the potential of their untapped energies. Yeah. I mean, this is slightly different world and time. I think modern society would not work for sure. But yeah, I mean, that is something really interesting to think about. I completely agree with you. And yeah, I mean, we have the inside perspective, which definitely helps. But Leoki is also like this heroic figure, which doesn't really happen in real life. But if you knew that someone who had destroyed like 8 primals and saved your country was part of the organization, and they were fighting all these threats to help you out, I feel like that would help a little bit. But again, that's hard to find a real-world example for. And even then, that doesn't mean you agree with their motives or desires once they start getting into the politics side of things, which the Scions definitely are. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's fair, and I mean, I think that's something probably want you to think about. I think it's a fascinating discussion topic. Pleasure as always, Leoki. You'll be escorting the commander to Ul'dah, I take it? Actually, I had another task in mind for him. If you would be so kind as to repeat your report for his benefit? Right then. Me and mine have been making inquiries into the source of the weapons what found their way into refugee hands a waves back. So happens we caught wind of something promising. A rather large purchase of sharp and pointy things by a black marketeer holed up near Highbridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer for this transaction to remain secret. Brings to mind that merchant what caught an arrow while talking to Leoki, don't it? Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if you want to be sure, it might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods. Savvy? Seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you, Leoki? Uh-huh. Then it is settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you would excuse me, I must leave for Ul'dah. I expect good tidings. Hi, Pele. Alright. Gonna bust a weapons deal. Pele. Pele the kitty. Hey, baby. Oh, Ilberd. Ah, Leoki. My scouts have been keeping a close eye on the Black Marketeer. It would seem that his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard. Common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a man of your standing. Commander Levieur needn't have dispatched you hither. The powerful men never have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, 'tis only natural that he would come to rely upon you without hesitation. That's what we're here for. Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape. With me, Leoki. Yeah. I mean, all he does is nod. His strength is definitely not politics, so might as well be busting up some weapons deals. He's just a sassy forest boy who made his way to Eorzea somehow. Oh, I keep forgetting to fix the glamour plate. It's such a scuffed glamour right now. I spy the one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the Black Marketeer unawares. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let us be off. Good luck, my friend. Bye, Elbred. Guy, sick bread. We have moon bread and sick bread. Who goes there? An adventurer? Damned fool, you should have never come here. Really don't recognize the warrior. Moon bread and sick bread. Yes. We like our carbs here. 1 fruit, 2 breads. How does every nickname we come up with end up being food related? I never realized this. I think that says a lot. I love it. Yeah, for the parody. We make this Spaceballs version of Final Fantasy XIV. That's true. Yoshi Awkward Fern isn't really food. So only the main character doesn't have to be food. I'm sure we'll have others, but 3 out of 4 is a surprisingly high ratio so far. Let's fancy orange as the color, but I don't know what a fancy orange shade would look like. I don't understand. What's this all about? Rah! Let's go check. Sick bread. As you can see, this is a fine mess. When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out. But before I could disarm him, one of the subordinates panicked. This is the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard and to bring an inexperienced recruit. Commander Levieur will be most disappointed. Damn it all. Golden opportunity. Wasted. As for the clients, though we know not how, they slipped past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of dusk-white sellswords we suspect may be them. Would that we could have enlisted the aid of the immortal flames or the brass blades. Alas, we're here to aid them. They're in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we've secured the weapons. Yet even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, no. Everything's so scuffed. I will join the first in their hunt for the Duskwhite sellswords. If the gods are good, we'll catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ul'dah in my stead. Trust them to the third Yuhashi. He will take care of the rest. Alright. Let's go talk to our little Lalafell so we can complain about not getting paid enough. Have like 6 to 1 odds he's gonna say I don't get paid enough to carry these weapons. I feel like that's the only thing he like ever says. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I can fix the glamour. Let's go back to the original. I know this is the starting outfit, but it is really well done. I still like it. Alright. Ah, the Warrior of Light, ever reliable friend to the Crystal Braves. You have my deepest thanks for your assistance in Kurthus. What brings you to us this day? Contraband weapons! Gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Captain Ilbert, you say? Understood. Once we've catalogued the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames. This cannot be everything, can it? Riul stated with confidence that there would be a far greater quantity of weapons. A blatant falsehood. Clearly Riul is unfamiliar with the ways of Ul'dah merchants. Whoever strive to present themselves as greater than they are should be thankful that this information was not completely erroneous and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all. It's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we've got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north. There'll be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you have no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the Ceruleum processing plant. Time for the Fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, Aliend, for the freedom of all. Huzzah! Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured that the immortal flames will hear of your contribution. Until we meet again. Wow, he actually didn't complain. That's a first. Ryoki, a word, if you please. Not here. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time, don't you worry. Uh-oh. Ryul's on to something. Something going down in Ul'dah. I like Ryul. Mysterious man in the shadows. Except he's wearing a giant obnoxious blue coat. But that's okay. Thanks for indulging me request. Few places better than a market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and the bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. At the Burning Wall, when you and the captain interrupt... Luna. Luna. I mean, you're not wrong. There is a lot happening in Ul'dah. Revolution, refugees. Okay, sorry. Luna was sitting on the... I don't know why she insists on sitting on the foot pedal. There's so much floor down there, and it's carpeted and comfortable. She has to sit on the foot pedal. Okay. Sorry. I'll get to the point. At the burning wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything. Leave no detail out. That's not quite how the first told it. These Duskwights they were chasing. Latest word is that we lost the trail. But you never saw them yourself? Not before the fighting started, and not after? Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in me bones. Not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable, goddammit. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a moneylender's books, or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty of that back when the Braves were getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurances that we weren't taking Gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days the money flows like water. The first and third get the shiniest new toys. Forgive me, friend. I have a lot on me mind these days. I appreciate ye lending an ear. Right then. Best get back to it. Oh, what's happening? I don't understand. Ryoki, can you hear me? This is Tataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you are able. Oh, I feel like I haven't talked to Tataru in forever. Oh my gosh. Please, just let me click the Aetherite. Thank you. Luna, why? I moved it out of the way and into the core. Okay. Why do you do that, baby? That has to be the least comfortable thing to sit on. I could totally see that. I would love if that was voiced. She had no idea. I feel like this is all like foreign technology to them. It's like, how does any of this work? Thank you for coming so quickly, Ryoki. We've a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. A most, determined lady, by all indications. Back to Ishgard. We're just all over the place. Our guest is with the antecedent in the Solderette present. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we? Is this Amaryk's second in command? I forgot her name. Lucia. There we go. Good of you to join us. We have much to discuss. Oh, Moonbrita and Fancy Orange are here. Sorry, Moonbread.
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you.
I know, Tataru told us.
I believe the two of you have met.
I definitely remembered your name.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragon Star burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
Uh-oh.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthan rhyme, aye.
Dragons.
The brightening of the dragon's die is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
He's been dead
After
for
an
50
absence of
years.
centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Gallian fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Ariange has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragon Star portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported
Probably.
aught out of the ordinary?
We're not worms, we're dragons.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard Soma had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard Soma. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept?
We're gonna go talk to a dragon? Or a
We knew
worm?
you would not disappoint us. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Fighting dragons! Bum bum bum. Forgive me if I state aught which you already know, but I will ensure that you understand the nature of your destination. As Urianger stated, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius van Baelsar attempted to seize control of Mordona. So massive was his force that all thought his victory a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgard Soma, legendary guardian of Silver Tear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silver Tear Skies, the Great Worm felled countless airships before engaging the Agrius. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship's Ceruleum engines failed and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost, for the explosion which followed claimed the life of the Great Worm as well. That same explosion transformed Silvertear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its water and crystallizing aether from malms around. Yet a remnant of the lake remains, and at its center a constant reminder of that fateful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Emric's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Be careful, my friend. We know not what dangers await you within. Now then, let us not neglect our own tasks. There is much to be done, and precious little time to do it. Dragons! Speak with the Doman Watch in Mordona. We get to go see the giant dragon? I want to go see the giant dragon.
Is there a way I can remove my helmet on my portrait?
Are you in 14?
Yep.
You're back! Wow! You can...
Well, and then it screamed at me to do my portrait and profile.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing, and it's addicting.
It is very addicting. You can... I mean, you can hide the helmet from your profile when you're looking at your gear. If you do that, it'll hide in the portrait, and then whatever armor you're wearing when you take the portrait, I think stays. But yeah, that was also a feature that was just added in 6.1, because, you know, they don't wait for expansions to add big stuff.
Alright, I got it.
Nice. Sorry, I don't know why I went to the offline... Oh, I think Luna must have hit the button. Sorry about that. I think we're still good. You did kind of scare me as well. I forgot I was in the call. I know, she was like, food time, done. I'll hit the button for you, silly human. She's just sitting watch over me. You're in luck, sir. I was about to send word to Revenant's Toll about the Garleans. Of late, I've seen small airships, likely from Castrum Sentry, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake. Though we cannot say for certain at this distance, I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. The Castrum supply lines have been cut for some time. I'd wager they're desperately in need of spare parts and other equipment. So it's true then. The Guardians honestly fear that the worm might rise again. Wow. There it is. Midgard Sommer. Well, from here, that seems rather unlikely. But if it's assurances they want, you've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given the creatures which inhabit the wreckage, and the aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Agrius, then climb to the top. That's the only viable approach, I'd say. Keeper of the Lake, now accessible.